Reject Nnamdi Kanu's no-case submission. The federal government on Friday, 18th July 2025, urged the Federal High Court in Abuja to reject the no-case submission filed by the detained leader of the proscribed Indigenous People of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The federal government's lead counsel, Adegboyega Awomolo, San, made the plea while responding to no-case application presented by Kanu. Awomolo told the trial judge, Justice James Omotosho, that Kanu had made a broadcast on a radio Biafra in which he openly and publicly declared his intention to break Nigeria. He added that Kanu not only threatened to disintegrate the country but also declare his plan to establish a Republic of Biafra. Awomolo emphasized that Kanu's declaration was not a mere empty threat but a deliberate and dangerous one, stating that his broadcast caused widespread fear among Nigerians. He urged that boasting about breaking up Nigeria constitutes a serious national security concern and should not be dismissed as mere rhetoric as claimed by Kanu. Awomolo further alleged that Kanu in the broadcast directed his followers to target and buy policemen and their families, noting that more than 170 security personnel were killed shortly afterwards. The defendant made a broadcast in which he proudly declared himself as the IPOB leader, even though he knew that the group had been proscribed. He claimed the world would come to standstill, he said. The Nigerian law prohibits inciting statements capable of making citizens live in perpetual fear. The threat to destroy Nigeria was not just idle talk, it was aimed at creating Biafra, and there are consequences for such statements. Awomolo urged the court to reject the no-case submission and compel Kanu to open his defense, arguing that the application was both misplaced and misconceived. He maintained that the Biafra agitator had a case to answer on 7-count terrorism charge brought against him by the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation. However, Kanu, through his lead counsel, Chief Kanu Agabi San, challenged the validity of the prosecution's case and asked the court to discharge and acquit him. Among other points, Agabi argued that no witness had testified that they were incited to violence by Kanu throughout the proceedings. He also told the court that the 5 witnesses who testified, all operatives of the Department of State Services, admitted that their role was limited to obtaining statements from Kanu. Agabi further contended that no investigation was conducted into the statements allegedly made by Kanu, and no investigative report regarding the terrorism allegation was presented in court. He highlighted that the charges against Kanu has been amended 8 times, yet no witness came forward to claim they were incited by him. Insisting that Kanu merely urged people to defend themselves against widespread killings, Agabi argued that Kanu's threat to bring the world down was simply boastful talk and should not be used as evidence of terrorism. He said that urging Nigerians to defend themselves is a constitutional right that has also been echoed by prominent Nigerians, including retired General T.Y. Danjuma. Agabi also criticized Kanu's prolonged solitary confinement over the past 10 years, stating that international law prohibits solitary confinement beyond 15 days. He concluded by insisting that the elements of terrorism charge were not proven during the trial, and urged the judge to rule that no prima facie case had been established against Kanu to warrant him entering a defense. Justice Omotosho, after listening to argument for and against no-case submission, adjourned the matter until October 10th for ruling. What will happen on the 10th of October 2025 is that the court will rule in favor of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and may ask the Nigeria to return Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Kenya. This will be the ruling of the court on that day, so as to set a soft landing for Nigeria. This message is gotten from Ego Media. Please kindly share this video and leave your thought in the comment section. Now let's listen to our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what she's got to say not only to Nyesom Wike.
The same people that encouraged Kesariwa to divide Igbo land, which is Biafra, they were also the same people that killed him. Did any Igbo man kill Kesariwa? And when our late eternal leader came to London, I said to him, why did you not intervene when they arrested Ken Saro-Wiwa? You could have mobilized the entire Igbo nation, which is Biafra itself, to campaign and to pressure Abacha not to kill your brother, Ken Saro-Wiwa. He said to me that what Ken Saro-Wiwa did was unpardonable, that it was God that punished him, that he was in no place to intervene. Ojukwu told me this in London. There were many of us there. Ojukwu came to London then with P2B, Chepas Okorie, Victor. Victor then was an ordinary treasurer in Abuja. We went to buy them clothes at Oxford Street. Victor, did you come to England with any clothes? Did we not go to buy you clothes, myself and Ifan and Samume? And what's his name? Chinedu. What's Chinedu's son name again? I've forgotten. Ask P2B now. Ask him. He will tell you. Was I not the one that paid for Juko's accommodation at the Millennium Hotel with my credit card? Oh dear. At Kensington, that's where we were. Kensington, London. Chepas Okorie, we found him accommodation elsewhere, not in the same hotel with our eternal leader. Oh, you people, you have all forgotten. Did I run to P2B and ask him for money when he became governor? Mad people everywhere. As I was saying, Ojukwu said he couldn't have intervened because it was God's will. That the same person, not even people, the individual that Saro-Wiwa went to ask, do I have, please give me permission to take Igbo people's properties in Igbocha? Let me convince Igbo that they are not Igbo. The person he went to, the man that gave the permission said, okay, go ahead, was the man that killed him. I want we to learn that we have history on our side. You cannot divide our people. You cannot ask a Biafran to go and hunt a Biafran for you. You can't divide us. There was a man that tried to divide us. Today that man is dead. Not by natural causes, killed by the same people that he was seeking to please through the division of the sacred land of Biafra. Wike, you are going to die disgracefully. Anybody who tries to divide a land that God ordained must exist will die a miserable death. Have you asked yourself why Ijo land is not developed? Why our mothers go to the creek to drink from the same water that they go to toilet in? Have you asked yourself why? You people, you play with God. You don't know Chukwu Kitabiano. You don't know. Some of you don't know because you're not in the spirit. Do you think if you remove yourself from Biafra, you'll be developed? Fulani will swallow you overnight. I know a gold name here. I want you to understand this. That is why you are not developed and can never be developed in this world. Never, ever, ever for betraying Biafra. Is Akwa Ibom doing well? Simple question. The reason why Akwa Ibom is doing well is because of Philip Effiong. God had mercy and said, because of Philip Effiong, I will leave you alone. All of you that said, we are not Biafra, I'm not Igbo. Are you doing well today? Are you better off than Anambra, Imo, Abia, Enugu, Ebonyi? Are you better than them? Simple. You think you can divide the people of God? God will strike you dead. Nobody can do it. No human being can do it. Let me tell you. Your name is Nyeso Mwike Waike. because we are known by who our fathers are. His name is Ken Wiwa NWA Waiwa. The same way you have Wachuku, they change it to Wachuku WA. The same family, Wachuku WA. Wike is, they took away the N. Wa-E-K, he took away the N. So they will sound, they will say, I'm not Igbo. Wa-E-K is his name. He took away the N, took away the A, and said it's Wike, W-I-K-E. The name of the foremost Ogoni freedom fighter is Ken Wa-Iwa. They took away the N as Wike did, took away the A, it is now Wiwa, W-I-W-A. To hide their Igbo identity. The same thing that counsel did with the same surname, or should I say with the same alphabets in the surname. Wa-E-K is N-W-A-I-K-E. Wiwa is N-W-A-I-W-A. What counsel did, Wike is now doing. Wike, they took off the N and the A. You now have Wike, W-I-K-E. Wiwa took off the N and the A, and is now Wiwa, W-I-W-A. And two of them are going to meet the same end. Wike, I am laying a curse on you that you may know that God Almighty sent me. The same way Fulani rejected counsel at the right time and killed him, so shall they do to you if we don't get you first. Wike, I want you to understand the reason why I hate you now more than anybody else in the world. Do you know why I despise you now? Because you are trying to divide the children of God. Counsel tried it and was killed. Anybody who tries it will die. If you try it, you will die. Counsel is Wa-E-Wa, that's his name. Wa, N-W-A-I-W-A. Wa-E-Wa, the son of Ewa. They called it Wen or Wiwa. Wachuku became Wachuku. People are fools. He said, no, my people are not going to pray. You reject a name that God Almighty gave to you in order to please Fulani. Tesla and Fulani killed him. Wike, you are renaming the name of, as I told you, Okino, method Okino. They're the ones that Urumu Kurushi. Urumu Adolu, Omo Adaolu. The children of the only surviving daughter, when they came from Abuja, they took everybody into slavery. Only one woman survived. Only one survived. And she gave birth to children. They named the place Omo Adaolu, the children of the only daughter. The land of God. And you idiots want to divide it. The land of God itself. You want to divide the children of God to allow uncircumcised vandals to come in to possess a land that God gave to our ancestors. Omo Adaolu, the children of the only surviving daughter. Adaolu, the only daughter they had. Why do you think I said that Abuja will be the capital of Biafra land? But of course now Igbo is making a very strong case for it. Did we ever know that Igbo land started from even Benin City itself? We never knew. Because God said, I will, when the time comes, if you come back to me after our 2015 atonement prayer, if you abandon every other God, including the one the white man brought to you, and face me, and only me, then nobody answers where Jesus where we come from. Do you answer where Jesus? I'm asking you a question. or one Muhammad? Is that your name? Is your name one Muhammad or one Jesus? You answer Wachuku, the Son of God of heaven and earth. This is maybe. In 2015, I prayed, and I released that very clip today. Listen to it. All of you claiming you're from Niger Delta, listen to the atonement. God said, anytime you come back to me, I will bring all of you back together again from where you come from, including Igbo land. I will teach you in the spirit the history of Oba and Idu. That place is Idu land. Idu land. They call it Idu. Ubiaja, they call Eshan. Igbo people. I-G-B-O. Igbo. Why haven't you thought about this before? They divide you to conquer you. When Kesrewa thought that he was doing that thing, they became autonomous, and we thought he was the most educated man there, they became autonomous. He never told Ogoni people. I went to school with Igbo people. If at all he claims he's not Igbo anymore. The scholarship that I went to school with was given to me by an Igbo man. Are you listening? No dear. Who built water? I want people to go, and do you know that Shell was in Owerri? Shell was in Owerri. And the Igbo, they had sense in those days, intelligent men. May Elohim bless them. Igbo State Union. Before the war, they were an authority unto themselves. You pack your bags from Omaha, you travel to Zaria. Upon getting to Zaria, you speak Igbo. Awasa will take you to an Igbo man's house, and they will take you to their chairman, and they will give you where to sleep, and by the next day you start work. When I think of Igbo land before the war, tears come to my eyes. I'm telling you, the mere fact that you are in Bauchi and you speak Igbo. Every Igbo person around there is your brother and your sister. If they're older than you, they are your uncles. You call them dead. If they are the age of your father, you call them father. Let me tell you what happened in America. I was in the US. I think it was early this year. Or was the last? I can't remember. It was early this year. I was in the US. I was in a town hall meeting in Chicago, and a girl came to me. We were taking pictures. And the girl came to me and said, and I said to them, why don't you marry each other in America? Why don't you organize a ball? Once you leave college, they organize a ball for all of you Biafran people to meet together, and then your sons will meet your daughters and you can intermarry. One of them came to me and said to me, she didn't know what she said to me, uncle, do you know the problem we had? Well, we never intermarried or married each other. And I said, no. She said to me, because when we were growing up, our parents will introduce the fathers and the mothers of the people we are supposed to marry as our uncles and our aunties. Do you understand? You know where we are? In England, once you speak Hebrew, to America and then I became, this is your uncle. That's where we are. And we didn't know that these kids, they had it in their brain. I cannot go and date the child of my uncle or my aunt, although they're not from the same village. And so she said to me that the problem is from our parents. They introduced us to everybody as our uncle and our aunt. And I said to her, that is how we are as a people. If I live on Wahao and I travel to Ngwaland in Aba, every Wahao person is my brother and my sister. Now, if I live on Ngwao, and I travel to say Ondo State, every Igbo person in Ondo State is my brother and my sister and my uncle and my father and my mother. That is where we are as a people. It doesn't mean you cannot marry them. She was shocked. And yes, that is what we do. If you see somebody in those, I remember my own aunt, Dokamodo, married in Mbisa when my younger brother was born. My own aunt, my father's immediate younger sister. When I said I was in Aba, I was with her when I was going to primary school in Aba. Helen is her name. my aunt. My aunt will say to me, please, we were staying at Abai Omocham then. I went to go and see them from Government College. I went to on a weekend. She said to me, take this thing and go and give to my sister. And I asked her, who is that your sister? She said, that's Ubakala woman there. Ubakala is not Ibeku. I don't know who the woman is. But because she is from Umuahia, living in Aba, she became my aunt automatically. And in America, they're saying, how can I then go and marry my aunt's child? That means that boy is my relative. So they saw all of the reason why we don't intermarry in America or marry each other as much as we should is because we see everybody as one family. This is what Wike is trying to bring division into. This was what Kesrewa tried and failed and lost his life in the process. Have you seen Jews? Anywhere you go to, they say, oh, they cooperate, they always together, they live together, they do this together. And the only thing is that they marry one another. We don't. We do not marry one another. We don't marry each other. We need to marry each other. We need to marry each other. Do you know Margaret Ebo, where she comes from? The one that they named Calabar Airport after. Margaret Ebo is from Nnewi. But she married a man, an Efik man. Epo. Are you aware of that? The regard I have for P2B is because the wife is from Cross River State. We need to intermarry more. We are all one people. It's just like somebody from Samaria marrying somebody from Judea. The language will be different. Some of you do not know that in Israel, you have many languages. Do you know that? The same way you have Ugoni in our, you have his own Kolokomas, they say, you have a Fik language, you have a Bibio. Do you know that even in Israel, one people created, they all descended from Jacob. They have now, listen, smart people don't know anything now. They have Hebrew. They have Yiddish. Are you aware of that? There's a language called Yiddish. They have the Hebrew language, they have Yiddish. And for some of you say, oh, but in Benin, they speak a different language. Now let me shock you. I want to surprise all of you. Do you know that Hebrew language is new? It was written by one man. I forgot to say, go and Google it. Hebrew language was written to unite all the dialects of the ancient tribes of Israel. Do you know that in those days, somebody who is from Judea spoke a different language from somebody who is from Samaria? Are you aware of that? But they are all Israelites. Are you aware? Are you aware? I'm asking you. So having different languages, maybe from Benin to Ogoja, from Ogoja to Oron, doesn't mean you are not one people. That was why a man, let me actually Google it, how the history of the Hebrew language. Because there is a language also called Aramaic that they spoke when Jesus was on earth. Aramaic, they have Hebrew, they have Yiddish. Let me see if I can actually do it myself. Whilst we're still, I don't know what came over me this morning to preach this gospel. I have no idea. It's wicked, and because of what Chubi Kagmeji said. You are not pursuing Fulani killers and headsmen. You are pursuing your own brothers, that the Fulani headsmen may kill them. Let me try and see if I can get it. The history of the Hebrew language. People don't know anything. The history of Hebrew language. Hebrew language. Yes, I think the man's name is Angel Science Badilos. Let me also check, please, to make sure a man created it, joining all the languages. Of course, a history of the Hebrew language is a comprehensive description of Hebrew from its Semitic origins and the earliest settlement of Israelite tribes in Canaan to the present day. What the man did was to bring up, his name is Angel Science Badilos, I think it is. The history of the Hebrew language. Go and read it up. You will see it. One man created it. One man created the Hebrew language. What he did is to avoid trouble. Somebody was asking me, if you get Biafra, what language are you going to speak? And I said, when we get Biafra, we are going to get a panel of linguists from every clan, from every tribe, from every dialect. They will sit down, we lock them up somewhere until they produce a lingua franca, the same way the Hebrew language was produced, to cater for everybody. Passes himself as a Jew, as an Israelite. Do you see how what Kabiyama is doing? Replicating what has gone before in our present time. Nike, for attempting to divide the house of God, you will die disgracefully. I lay a curse on you today. You will die shamefully and disgracefully. You are from Satan. You are from darkness. You can say anything you like about us. You can even condemn us. That was why I warned Umahi. Umahi tried to bring this, the same nonsense Umahi tried to do in Ebonyi State. Tried to tell me Ebonyi State is not Biafra, Ebonyi State is not Igbo. What have you people done for us? That idiot did not know about a man called Dr. Akanu Ibiam from Ebonyi State. A pillar, a man of great honor. May his soul continue to rest in peace. A man of immense honor from Ebonyi State. A great scholar. The only him and John Lennon were the people that returned their whatever rubbish from the Queen of England because of the war, because of how Britain treated Biafra. From Ebonyi State. And I asked Umahi this morning, go and read the history of Dr. Kanu Ibiam and emulate him. That one day we are all going to die. One day when you leave, people will sing your praises the same way we are singing the praises of Kanu Ibiam today. It's from Ebonyi State. But you see, Wike is a dead man walking.